Hello, everyone. My name is Olli, also known as the Celebrating Owl, and welcome to this first guided meditation session. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Um, so let's begin closing our eyes and allowing the presence of awareness to be exactly as it is. Notice that you allow thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and all the other sense perceptions, sights, sounds, smells, tastes, touches, to be exactly as they are. There is no need to try to control our experience. It unfolds exactly as it should. We are not, truly speaking, in charge of how the universe unfolds. It just does what it does completely effortlessly. To meditate effortlessly means that we let go of all the psychological effort. And by psychological effort, I mean our tendency to create an I that is to identify with either sense perceptions, thoughts, feelings, or bodily sensations. So, for the duration of this meditation experiment, allow yourself to be without identification with phenomenal experiences. Allow yourself to be truly free, to be what you are, which is awareness. Awareness is like a vast ocean, infinite, and all the phenomenal objects, such as thoughts and feelings, are like waves and currents in this ocean of awareness. The more you identify with the waves and currents, the more turbulence and storms you experience. And the deeper you sink, into this vast ocean of awareness, the less these surface phenomena trouble you. Notice that, like an ocean, it is completely natural that sometimes there are storms, sometimes there is stillness. There is no sense in saying that the ocean is troubled by the storms, and there is similarly no sense in saying that consciousness, our essential nature, is troubled by thoughts or feelings. It is only when we perceive ourselves as something else than the totality, we then appear to resist all these fluctuating thoughts and feelings. There is no need to resist phenomenal events or thoughts or feelings. Just as the ocean is completely safe from waves and currents, so consciousness, our being, is completely safe from thoughts and feelings. See in this way that just as you cannot pick a wave or a current from the ocean and say, here it is, here is a wave distinct from the ocean, you cannot really pick a thought from the ocean of awareness and say, here the thought is. And yet it is also true that you cannot say that there is nothing there. Clearly, there is a distinct form, but just as clearly, the form is not truly separate from that which is formless. And it is within that which is formless that our true peace, joy, and happiness resides. It always seems that the world with all its waves and currents is the cause of our misery. When we get waves that we like, we feel that life is good. And when we hit waves and currents that feel like turmoil, we feel that our happiness can be diminished or lost. And yet, all we ever really need to do is remember to realize that we are this infinite awareness and nothing finite is truly separate from it, nor can we ever suggest that the current or the wave is in the shape that it doesn't belong to the ocean. All forms belong, all forms are made of the formless, and they reside in the formless. Feel yourself as the infinite. Feel how all the finite expressions belong to this same mysterious whole reality that unfolds perfectly of its own accord. Next, I wish to take you from the image of the ocean of awareness to another type of realization. Allow the images of the past week to come to your mind. You don't need to touch the images. Simply allow them to unfold. Then allow the images of the last few months, whatever they may be, to flow into your consciousness. And then allow the years to start flowing backwards. Allow yourself to come to adulthood and young adulthood again, to adolescence, to teenage years. Allow the years to unfold to your childhood. And somewhere there, perhaps not in the conscious memory, but somewhere there, there is a moment when you learn to say, I, when you learn the meaning of language, of basic words. Now Allow yourself to travel to the life prior, before you had a language. Allow yourself to feel this reality, this moment, this presence. Experience it with the innocence of a child that has not yet learned a language. What meaning does our suffering have here? The mind may produce thoughts that are carry some form of negative charge. Allow this to be an experiment. Allow this for the mind. Take the position of a young child who has not learned language, and yet the mind may try to produce suffering in any way possible. This exercise can short circuit the mind, because the mind loves to produce all kinds of thoughts. It loves to be given the permission, but at the same time, be the experiment, be one who has not yet learned language. This experiment, what is death? What is birth? What is time? Are they not all dependent? That we first say, I. What meaning does time have without the basic identification and language? Allow yourself for the duration of this experiment to realize and experience that suffering, psychological suffering, is not really possible without the language. The character, the I, that travels in apparent space-time, in the past, in the future. It has no real independent existence. It is truly a story, and stories require language. So meet your fear, meet your wanting, meet them as this pure awareness. and allow your suffering that is built from the identifications with our language to dissolve in the light of this truth. Allow these basic concepts of humanity, birth, death, time, I, others, allow them to reveal themselves as quite shallow next to the infinite depth of awareness. They are human words. Words are wonderful symbolic expressions. It is an essential part of humanity to be able to substitute reality with symbols such as words. Here we, however, reclaim our power that comes from being itself, being that can never be diminished by any symbols, by any language, by any modes of expression. For no matter what is experienced, being is, non-being is not. Allow this power of being to reveal itself to you. Allow it to show how it transcends and supersedes the bodily sensations, the images and energies of the body, all thoughts and all of the phenomenal world. Being is that from which the existence in form draws itself forth. It is the manifested universe is like a temporary loan, a loan given by being. That we are this being is both very logical and utterly mysterious at the same time. For there to be infinite reality, infinite being, we must also be it. And yet to discover that the reality of the universe is the same reality as our own being is truly a wonder of epic proportions. An incredible plot twist, as they would say in an American movie. I certainly didn't expect to realize this. And yet it has now become so fundamental, so close, so intimate, so compelling. So thus end this meditation with perhaps one of my favorite quotes. Lao Tse said, when contemplating this infinity, I do not know what to call it, so I call it the Tao. I can almost taste the humor in this sentence. I'm sure he was very well aware of that. Whatever the words were, what he used, they would be utterly incomplete and insufficient. So perhaps with a smile on his face, he decided to call it the Tao. So when you contemplate the infinite, remember the humor and the smile of Lao Tse. And don't take anything too seriously, because no one can really say anything absolutely true about the presence of awareness. Thank you.